Today we talked about God's best. Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. God wants us to have an incredible life here on earth. But sometimes I see people just settling for less in their life. It reminds me of the story about the children of Israel right before they went into the promised land. God had described this land as being an incredible place. And yet some of the people decided they didn't want to go into this promised land. Can you believe that? Settling for something less because they were happy, everything seemed to be okay, but it wasn't God's best for their life. You know, God doesn't want us to settle for second best. I want to challenge you today. Go after the best that God has for you. Don't become complacent. Don't settle with what you have right now. Seek God, find out what He has for you, and then take the risk to go after the abundance that He has, and you'll be blessed and you'll be successful. There's a story about a guy named John G. Lake. Back about 100 years ago, he was the CEO of the third largest insurance company in America. He was making a huge salary and he was very successful. But God spoke to him and asked him to go be a missionary in Africa. And so he sold everything that he had. He took his family and moved them all to Africa. Now you might think that's a little crazy, and I'm sure a lot of his friends were thinking he was crazy. But because of his willingness to not settle with what he had, but to believe that God had something even better for him, he impacted the lives of millions of people. He saw hundreds of thousands of lives saved and hundreds of thousands of people healed. He had a huge impact on the continent of Africa. So I want to challenge you today. Take the risk. Don't settle where you are. Go after God's best in your life.